Yo people, welcome back. Now, as we saw in the Bad Batch Season 3, Palpatine has been planning on creating a Force-sensitive being that he can use to pass his essence on if he ever had an untimely death and ultimately live forever. At the stage we are at, after 3 episodes of the Bad Batch Season 3, it looks like the task is clear. Get Omega and the cloning should work. Her body can withstand the midichlorians unlike most, such as Crosshair, who's gotten shaky hands and looks depressed as a result of him getting injected with the midichlorians. Now, I'm actually seeing people celebrate this whole cloning thing as they believe it's a way to fix the sequels. It's apparently going to make the sequels make more sense. People have said that this will help the sequels the same way the Clone Wars helped the prequels, which is hardly true. The prequels at least had a beginning, middle and end that was planned. It made sense, interesting characters, good plots. The Clone Wars added more context and filled in more gaps along the way for the beginning, middle and end, and for things that didn't fit in the time that was given for the films. What makes this situation different is that yes, they are adding context, but they need huge amounts of context since these events, these current events in the Bad Batch take place 50 years before the rise of Skywalker. At this point, they're basically telling new stories in order to further support how Palpatine returned. We got this story and we got Grogu's story alone, just trying to justify how Palpatine returned and all of this stuff. We still haven't got a full explanation, decisive plot points, and things that actually make sense, that flow along nicely. And this, if it isn't sorted out in the Bad Batch, could make things overlap and get messy with Grogu's story. Yes, if they can patch up this storyline, it makes the sequels look less trash. It's still huge diarrhea, but from one aspect at least, it's been kind of worked on, a little bit patched up. Still doesn't make sense, but they've tried at least. That's just with one aspect. And within that one aspect, they risk Palpatine and other characters looking stupid, continuity errors and things of that nature. Even then, this doesn't explain the horrendous treatment of Luke Skywalker in the sequels. This doesn't explain why Finn's story got ruined. It doesn't explain why Kylo Ren is a flip-flop. It doesn't explain Snoke dying. It doesn't explain why Rey was just so good at everything without training. And many other things that they decide not to expand on. If they do not do this properly, they could easily ruin Palpatine's character if they don't think of good ideas, good reasoning to make up for all of this. You also can't make him fail this task multiple times, then die to Vader, then die to Rey. It ruins his entire image. People need to actually respect Palpatine. I think a lot of people sleep on Palpatine. They don't quite know what he's about. This is the guy who fabricated a whole war playing good and bad. The guy who killed his own master. He fooled all of the Jedi and played them right in front of their faces. He's a master at planning, quick thinking, patience. He defeated Savage Opress and Darth Maul at the same time. He held off and arguably defeated Yoda because he made him flee. The reason behind Order 66, this isn't just some random idiot. With the story we got right now, they've basically made Palpatine spend about 50 years from the Bad Batch Season 3 all the way up to the Rise of Skywalker just for his clone to lose in 2 minutes due to his own lightning which was deflected by Rey. For me, there's just no way of fixing that. All of these events are technically useless because it all results in the resurrection being wasted and lasting about 5 minutes on screen. All this rich storytelling will be for nothing unless they put another cloning story, maybe in between the Bad Batch Season 3 and the Mandalorian Season 1. Maybe this is what Ahsoka was up to during the original trilogy, that's why we don't see her, I don't know. In the books, for example, Luke faces a clone of himself. I think that excuse on its own would help Luke's hermit storyline in the sequels, but that's another story for another video. For me, the best way Palpatine can take an L in this show, which won't affect his character as much, is if Omega kills herself. She sees Rex, she sees his men, all the clones, Hunter, Wrecker, everyone fighting, they're struggling. Maybe she sees Vader out here just slaughtering people in the final fight, and she decides to end it all because that way, if she stays alive, she's endangering the galaxy and she can't keep running away forever because wherever she goes, she'll bring the Empire with her. So it just makes sense that she probably thinks she should take herself out. I could even imagine a story where just before she does it, she tells the guys, oh, I'm going to do Plan 99, which is a callback to Tech doing it in Season 2 before he sacrificed himself. We already know that Omega knows all the protocols that Tech actually taught her, so this would tie in perfectly with that. Personally, I just don't see how Omega survives and the Empire never manages to capture her, and if they can't capture her, then it makes Palpatine's entire empire look stupid. It makes him look stupid, it's the whole hierarchy, Darth Vader, the Inquisitors, the Bounty Hunters, the Stormtroopers. Well, Stormtroopers already done, but you get my point. If no one can catch this one person, what's the point then? But yeah, overall, it's gonna still take massive amounts of fixing for the sequels to actually count as canon in my world. If they can place another cloning story before the sequels that actually ties into this, and this isn't a direct lead to Snoke, then I will take that. If they can actually have Luke Skywalker being the protagonist, then that would be great. But yeah, as always, let me know your thoughts down below in the comments, like the video, it would be massively appreciated. Sub to the channel if you haven't already as well. We are on the road to 600 subs. Thank you for your time and have a great rest of your day.